Tucker, you wanna get to us first here?
Sure. So I built the bocce court at Auburn Community Park, and this is the before picture. I don't know if you want to see that. And then this is what you haven't seen here. So all I need is your signature that says that you're satisfied with what I've done.
Okay, and Rick, there was a couple things here. What's some nail pops or something?
On the surface of the wood there, you have these hex heads.
Right.
And the one thing especially about playground equipment or anything associated with that, you can't have anything that's sharp or somewhere that kids can get cut. One of the things that we discussed is kids running from the playground barefoot, trying to do, like walk on your things
Right.
there, they would get cut on those heads.
Okay.
They gotta be sunk or something.
So when you drive down.
Whatever whatever way you choose. Go up there and look, you'll see them, we got some pictures here of it.
Okay.
That's one concern, that you can't have anything that's gonna scratch or injure any kids. Because I'm sure the kids are gonna use it as a balance beam and walk on it just as much as.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you wanna take a look at that.
Okay.
The other thing is restoration. There was grass on the east side, the gravel spilled over into it. You guys took gravel off of this gravel, now it's on grass.
Yeah.
So you don't have to restore that.
Okay.
Some of the ruts have been repaired, it looks like,
Yeah.
that were left there.
Yep.
So,
I'll try to-
the two things are the restoration of the property
Okay.
prior, and then those bolt heads.
Okay.
When do you need, how much time do you have for your birthday?
It's next week.
Can you get to that?
Yeah.
You can get to it? All right, I tell you what, that's a deal then. You get to that, call Nancy, she'll find me, I'll run up there, get you
Okay.
done.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, but take a look at the top of the boards there, you'll see all those little
Right.
You have
hex
a
heads
picture here.
sticking
Good
out.
looking project though, Tucker, thank you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great looking project, just those couple things.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, minutes, I had a chance to look at them earlier, and thought they were,
Yeah, I have no problem with them. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
John?
Yes, sir.
Mike?
Yes.
BJ?
yes. And then we had a special meeting with some very limited minutes, because it was for our interview. But there were minutes for that too.
Yeah, I have no problem with those.
Me
Make a motion to approve unless anybody's got any objections.
Second.
John seconded.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
BJ?
Yes. Okay, first meeting of the month, we do schedule reports at every meeting, but on the first meeting of the month, we have Mr. Frank Kitco here to tell us about the zoning department.
Okay, you should all have copies of activity for July. We processed 9 applications. It's pretty split up there. You look at, there's a couple decks, there's a deck, some patios. We did have both a commercial and addition and a commercial remodel as well. We are working, of course, on this proposed development and zoning amendment change that will be coming probably in a month or so. We've been working with several groups and several agencies. Soil and water, of course, is involved, as well as county engineer, or not so much the engineer, but the sanitary engineer. And there seems to be some question as to what's available and how soon what's going to be available with the sewer treatment plant. From what I've been told, that there's going to be an upgrade to the plant in 2020, 2021, but when that will become available and online is still questionable. That could have a bearing on this proposed project that is, maybe coming to the commission for a vote in the future. But I had one an additional preliminary meeting with the developer and the group, and they did informally come to the zoning commission and lay out their proposal. and I believe we'll have several more meetings, but I know that one of the concerns is that's all gonna be tied to a sewer, and what's available and what's not.
Isn't that strictly a kind of a county thing, Frank?
Yeah.
I mean,
You say they're upgrading, have they projected how much capacity they're going to add?
No, I don't know, Mike, and it's very frustrating because you can't get a straight answer out of them up there.
I think they're kind of new
Right.
players.
Right.
They don't really know, but
And, so, you know, I, part of me says that, if this group wants to go forward, they have the right to do that. And whether they're sewer tie-ins or not, it's not our
That's
business.
not our issue. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
It's not our, I mean, if they, like I told the commission, if this particular group comes forward and says, we want to initiate the amendment, you have to let them initiate. Now, you can ask for them to change, but if they say no, then you have to act on their amendment as initiated, you know, and you can, you know, shoot it down, and then it will go to the trustees, but, you know, because you guys know how that process works, an amendment goes through preliminary, and then the commission takes an action, and then it comes to the trustees for your approval or disapproval, but, you know, sometimes, you know, when too many people get involved, it takes too long, you know, and they have a right as potential property owners to lay an amendment on the table and say, we want action on this amendment, we're willing to work with you, but if you're gonna take 6 months, we don't wanna wait 6 months, you know, so.
well, they understand though that their issue is with the county.
I believe so.
Yeah, and so they need to lobby. They
I
need
mean,
to
they're
talk to the
working,
county.
I mean, I believe Joe Katowski's involved in some of the engineering and, you know, he doesn't seem to think that that's an issue,
Yeah,
you know, and it may not be, because if they were to initiate the amendment and go forward, it would still take time to go through the process, and then they gotta build the roads, and they gotta do certain other things, and before they can start selling and building, you
Right.
know, so, you know, how fast they're gonna go, I don't know, you know, it's hard to say, you know, but it'll be interesting to see.
yeah, see how fast our county can respond.
Right, so, you know, but we've been, you know, Jane and I have been working with that group, and, see how that goes, all going forward, but I know that there was some concern about, the sanitary issue, you know, and, because it's just like I was promised a map, I still don't have it. I was promised a map.
It's been a while, actually.
And when I was sitting right at that, well, it was the old table, but when I was sitting, I
Yeah.
said, I'll get you a current map of all, and I still don't have it, so, you know, that's been what, April?
Yeah, on the table for quite a while.
Yeah, so, you know,
You brought up Katowski, and I know this is more of the commission's issue than inspector, but I guess there's been some contact or some begun on the Indian Hills, or not Indian Hills, but.
the commercial.
Yeah, commercial.
I believe so, yes, you know, I believe they've talked with him, and, you know, I believe years ago, you guys put money aside
We
to do
did,
that.
that's why I
and-
bring it up, because we started
Right.
it.
And I asked
last night.
Joe, when I talked to him about some other issue one time, I asked him about that one time, he said, yeah, we did have some preliminary discussions, but we never went through with it. Well, I said, you know, we should do that and get it done, you know, so, yeah, it would make,
Thank
it would make a little more sense, you know, to get it done. That's all I have.
Any questions for Mr. Kitco regarding zoning? Thank you, Frank. And Rick Gordon, our Township Highway Superintendent, is here.
Okay, Auburn Township Road Department report for July 2019. Preparations for the 2019 capital improvement pavement projects were finished And the pre-construction meeting for the snow road drainage improvement project was held on the 23rd of the month. The intermediate asphalt course was installed on all paving project roads. That's up today. We don't have a top on there, but they did get all the intermediate done. I did talk to Mr. Everly. We do have some additional repair on Horseshoe Drive where we have some shoulder failure, per se. It's about 100 feet or so. And we're working with the engineers right now as to what they're gonna do to correct that. There may be a change order coming across for that, the restoration of that shoulder. The snow road, as I told you, PJ, they did move in today. They did stage and the pipe is down there. They're slated for tomorrow to open the road up and start doing our drainage update, which involves the cross culvert. The road crew was involved in the setup and takedown of the Auburn Bainbridge 4th of July fireworks event, and I think we have enough in a row now where the guys, along with Bainbridge guys, know each other, and we know what to do there. We've been able to knock that out in a couple less hours than we took in the past. Patching was done on Queensway, Colchester Drive, and Craplin Road. We did have ditching projects and residential requests that were completed on Thorpe Road, Eastwood Drive, Dawson Drive, and White Oak Drive. And due to the abnormal amount of rain we had in June, we did have a lot of residential requests in during that month for drainage and ditching issues. And when we take care of those, as I'm telling everybody, we work on a priority proximity basis. So we've been able to knock a lot out. I think I'm down to about 15 or 16. Berm repairs and erosion issues were addressed on Stafford Road, Auburn Springs Drive, Taylor May Road, and Whisperwood Circle. I do have an issue on Whisperwood Circle with Suddenlink. Again, we're chasing these cables that they lay across the top of the ground, and that's been there since we did the that repair with the cross culvert pipe and repositioning through the cul-de-sac. And I have a couple calls in with them. I had Nancy call again. Once again, we're calling West Virginia to have our repairs done up here in Auburn Township. So go figure, we're waiting on that. The last one we had done was in Waterford, and that was a 75-foot length of cable just laid on the residents' grass there.
Is that Suddenlink?
Yeah, and this is the newer cable, it's the orange cable which they're using now, so it's a Suddenlink that's doing these repairs. Auburn Community Park fields were mowed, and the second round of roadside mowing did begin. We're out there now mowing. Trees and brush were removed from the ditch line on Moreland Drive. We had a lot of willows appear right in the center of the ditch line, and we went there and took out a lot of little trees that were popping up. Tarp lead-through control was done on chip-sealed roads and will continue where and when needed. Right now, they're starting to settle down. Primarily it's Bartholomew and Thorpe Road that we're having the lead-through problems. We did have one urn burial for the month, and that was at Shadyside. And the Washington Street Road right-of-way was marked at Shadyside Cemetery for the delineation of the cemetery fence line. So that was all taken care of during that month there. One of the things that I think we talked about, Washington's supposed to come off next year and start, so I don't know if we want to start a dialogue with the county about our fence, or are we gonna wait till after? But I'll go ahead and take lead on that, and we'll work in concert with
I
them.
would think till after, John, or you've been working on this some too, what do you think?
I don't know,
I think with what they're planning, that the back slope is going to, the construction limits will be right up to where our fence line is. We're safe where it is, but will it weaken the
Yeah,
uprights? That's
yeah,
our concern.
What is the status of that fence right now? Is it something as such that we would wait till fall and maybe get, I'm a little, we've already researched everything there. I'm in favor of going with a hedge type of thing in the future, which would be something you do in the late fall.
Let me see if I can get a hold of the construction limits
Yeah.
and where they actually.
We're
sit.
gonna be, in my view, we're gonna be at least 4 or 5 feet south of the,
Construction.
of the,
Back slope.
edge of the road right away.
Okay. Oh, if you do the hedges, is what you
Yeah,
said.
I
Okay.
think you wanna end up so that you're on the back side of the road, we got the room, we have that space there. I'd say let's go back move into that, Mike's already aware he's not selling any of that first row of grades, so
Yeah.
that'd be my thoughts.
Well, I'll keep with the county on that, and like I said, we'll work in
Yeah,
concert.
and it'd also be a little more uniform and match up eventually with this one.
That's all I got.
Did you want
Yes,
to
sir.
just address a little bit the speed issue we're having on Bartholomew, Emmerich, we've got
Yeah, it's,
semi trucks driving down here now, left and right.
right, yeah, we've had several calls over the course of the last, I wanna call it 2 years now. I think it started a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
Bartholomew's a smooth chip seal road, there's not a single pothole on it, and, sometime last year, we started looking at an uptick in truck traffic there. And, the one thing is, I had a lot of contact with the residents, can't we stop them, can't we keep trucks off? No, you can't, it's an 80,000 pound road, it's, the public thoroughfare, we can't stop them from coming through there. Right now, the sheriff, and we didn't call that, someone else must have put that there, we do have that speed.
yeah, that was a resident.
Yeah, we do have
Yeah.
that speed sign there, the speed
So I
radar sign
think-
there that's up. One of the things that we've been asked to do is a speed study.
Well,
If we entertain that, it's gonna go back to 45. If you look at our accident data on Bartholomew Road and everything else, there's nothing there that's pointing towards a reduction.
but we're going to do a surface, and we have to, because this chip seal can't sustain 80,000 pound vehicle traffic on it, and
Right.
the numbers of cars that are on it. We're gonna have to do a speed study anyway.
We'll have to do, yeah,
So
change the
that we'll just
surface.
wait till next year, we'll do that once we put a surface on there. I hate to think what they may come back and say, but, we do have those 2 hills there that have to be addressed. And, you might wanna illuminate a little bit about how things are changing, and we've had this discussion a little bit about what signs are legal, what signs aren't legal, what devices and specifically mirrors.
Yeah, actually, we had one of the residents there request a mirror, and this is something that we don't do, the county doesn't do. For one thing, there's a lot of liability with a mirror. If it's got ice on it, or snow, or we didn't maintain it, they didn't, or they got cream coming out of their driveway, the liability shifts to us if we're not maintaining their mirror. One of the things is that this mirror would have to be at the back of the right of way or just outside of it. One of the issues they have with these mirrors is the glare from headlights. If a car's heading one way, it can't reflect off the mirror and produce glare to impede anybody coming the other way. The other thing as well is a person pulling out of their driveway has to position it in such a way that it doesn't glare down into traffic as well. We had another one, but once, I think that was on Taylor May
Right.
years ago.
Yeah.
We're not opposed to having him contact the neighbor across the street if he wants to do it all
If
himself.
they do, but I think
that's fine.
in the meantime, though, you had a pretty good solution, is that along with you guys, we were gonna revisit putting up some,
Well, we're gonna,
sight distance signs.
yeah, well, what has changed here is that there's, the hidden drive, which I guess there's a hidden drive there. And, they were using limited sight distance, and what everybody at the state as well now, in their manual, which is just the same as the federal, is, hill blocks view. And then with that, you put a supporting 35-mile-an-hour advisory sign with that sign.
Black on
To bring
yellow.
it down, yeah. So in effect, we're not gonna reduce that, but I am able to put up that 35 advisory, sign coupled with that, hill blocks view. So we'll put them up both ways as well.
We have both, Don May's we'll call it Don May's Hill, and then the other hill that's west of there.
Right, we'll cover both of those. As a matter of fact, I think Fred put in a requisition for
Yes.
those signs here today. So we'll get those up and get it taken care of. I have had a long conversation with the resident there, and he's pegged it down to a couple
Well, so good, the good
Repeat.
news is he's gonna have the sheriff sitting out there. The good news is, maybe they'll write some tickets, and word will get out that, you can't just speed down here, and there's people. You know, there was a semi this morning going down there, had to be going 60 miles an hour.
And the
They
sheriff.
can't support that,
The sheriff did stage there last week and run radar, by the way.
so, be warned.
Right, and other than speed bumps, which people ask for, no, but we can produce potholes.
No.
That I know.
That was a road joke.
Yeah,
I
right.
know, I know.
Actually, I did want to just chime in a little bit, and this will go with my report. You guys did a great job of getting everything prepped for the contractors to come in, because we had all the ditching done, and that was kind of challenging to just do that soup. And if you drive over to Horseshoe and Sterling Glen, you're gonna see 1,000% improvement in the neighborhood due to the new asphalt we've got in there. So that spot that failed is on a what? Would you call that a
Almost-
10% hill?
It's almost 10%.
Almost 10% hill. There's something, when they built the road, it
Something, yeah, less than desirable.
less than
construction
desirable.
materials.
There's no base, to be honest with you. The truck just fell 2 feet into the ground, so,
Yeah, which sort of puzzled us because Sterling was 22 years old, right?
20, yeah.
22, and Horseshoe was put in 2005, and it was in worse shape than Sterling.
Exactly, Horseshoe failed immediately within 2 years. So I don't know how you, anyway, we're stuck with the thing.
Right.
And, but it should be, I drove that, I drove Woodacre. Woodacre's, I think, is a phenomenal improvement over there, so, you guys did a good job.
Any road questions for Mr. Gordon? Okay, thanks, Emrick. We will go into trustee reports. John, I think you already started.
I just did mine.
Okay, that was quick. So you'll yield your time to Mr. Troy.
I yield mine to Mr. Troyan.
One thing I wanted to go over is, we got that quote that Nancy sent over on those bathroom locks.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's for town hall.
for town hall. Seems like a lot for a couple of bathroom locks.
And they're,
It's
the ones,
$310.30.
the ones that are in there are functioning properly at this point. This is some codish thing for buildings. The lock sets are working properly, they lock, everything's right, I guess there's,
Yeah, but they're
could
from
someone
1940.
accidentally lock somebody in, I guess is what
Yeah, these are 1940 regs, right?
that's what these locks are, I'm quite sure, yeah.
I mean, they're putting locks before, they're 2 screws, they take like 3 minutes. Something you can do in a house, you just buy the locks.
If it's a special thing.
Nothing's broken, so it's not like you gotta fix something to do this, Mike's right that way, you just,
Yeah, they're just basically, how do these newer locks allegedly keep you from locking yourself in? Just like the little thumbnail thing, or we'll take a look and see what the locks entail, see if we can find something locally and just have you guys throw them in there. Okay. That was it, I just kinda wanted to get that on and off the table. Alrighty,
that's it.
all you,
Well, we're gonna go quick tonight then too, because my only breaking news is that we got our approval for our temporary liquor license, so we're gonna have beer at the picnic on September 14th, so that's good news. I'm gonna pick that up at the sheriff's office on the way home tomorrow, sure.
so good, sheriff's office?
No, they sell licenses.
Yeah, go on, hustle up there, they got a deal this week.
So, pass it on over to Beth.
I've got my regular reports in front of you. Fund status report, appropriation summary report, revenue summary report, payment listing warrants, 5308 through 5337, totaling $50,141.59. Of note on there was warrant 5327 to Medical Mutual of Ohio for $25,585.55 for our health insurance. And warrant 5331 to Penn Ohio Corporation for $9,968.96. That was for the roll-off containers for large item drop-off day, and for the disposal of the large items put into those. We do need to do a little bit of housekeeping and make a couple of amendments to the tax budget for 2020. So I have a resolution prepared for that. This will be resolution 2019-20, and it reads, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Auburn Township, Geauga County, Ohio, that the township budget for fiscal year 2020 is adopted on July 1st, 2019, is hereby amended as shown below. General Fund 1,000, total estimated revenue is amended to $577,522.74, and the 2020 year-end balance is amended to $46,668.76. Road and Bridge Fund 2031, total estimated revenue is amended to $1,540,921.38. Expenditures for operating supplies are amended to $164,000, and 2020 year-end balance is amended to $52,673.69. Fire Fund 2191, total estimated revenue is amended to $748,975.61. Transfers in is amended to $86,390, and the 2020 year-end balance is amended to $15,548.24. And that's the resolution.
Okay, I will make a resolution to adopt, resolution.
Motion?
Yeah, make a motion to adopt the resolution 2019-20.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay. And that's all I've got.
Okay. Tonight we have nothing on old business. There's something percolating still, but no reason to, there won't be resolved for a couple of months, so we'll put it back on when they're closer to resolution. New business franchise fees, Mike? Usually on top of those.
Okay, we have Suddenlink franchise fees of $2,661.36. And make a motion to put that into the land acquisition and improvement fund.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. The quote from Auburn Fence is for a bigger, better flagpole down at the Shady Side Cemetery.
I think that's a great idea.
Is that a motion?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, that's.
How tall is it gonna be?
This goes to 30, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is, again, the quote is from Auburn Fence for $1,623. John's made a motion to accept that, I'll second it.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. Adam Hall Electrical quotes, Nancy's been working on this for quite some time now. I think we've got,
I was soliciting another opinion on that from Jim Dixon. We want to hold off on that a little bit.
Well, they're kinda all across the map
Yeah.
anyway, so these do need, they need to be sorted through. I couldn't see acting on them tonight anyway.
Well, I just wanna throw that in, I've been talking with them a little bit.
Yeah, kinda all over the place
I
anyway.
wanted to throw a thing in here under new business. One is, we got a very nice card from Stitches and Giggles. And that's our 4-H group that, and I mean, they go from young to old. And they use the buildings when they're doing their quilts. Sometimes they cover the entire floor over there at Adam Hall. That's how much square footage they get involved in. They've been just a joy to have working in the township, I think. They are also handling, they're gonna be doing some things at the concert. So they've been real good group here for the township.
I agree. And Fred, they mentioned in their card, they had NOPEC sponsorship thing, which I think you
Right.
steered them into.
We did,
Yeah.
well, we actually, yes, took that NOPEC
Cut them a
grant,
little
divided it up amongst the Boy Scouts. And 4-H
4-H
and the Girl Scouts.
Well, they helped out, they were kind of instrumental in building our float for the bicentennial float.
That's true, yep.
And they've helped out at the concerts the past 2 years.
You'll be there tomorrow.
Very nice. Yeah, hopefully we'll get a drier day. I know they're talking about some storms tomorrow.
Yeah.
Last year, we had a storm hit 20 minutes before that, and a big one right before that concert was scheduled to start, so we had to move it inside. I gotta say, it's not the same happening inside as it was outside, so I hopefully will get a break.
I think there's a cop over in Newburgh Heights that has an umbrella that we might be able to use. He's using it for shade right now when he writes speeding tickets, but
Right.
just an idea.
Well, they play, when they play outside, they play under the entrance.
Yeah.
And everybody's on blankets up on the lawn. It looks
Yeah.
pretty neat, actually, and it sounds good. To put them inside, the acoustics weren't exactly right for,
No,
Concert
that
in there.
building's certainly not set up for that.
yeah, so maybe we'll get lucky tomorrow. All right, that brings us to, we're going to do a very short executive session tonight, and we've discussed seasonal road worker, part-time seasonal road worker, and there's some things to discuss in executive session. And we're gonna come out, and there will be some action, and it will be limited to that, the hiring or not hiring of that individual, so. It'll be very short. I don't know how you guys wanna do this. We have to ask, with the executive session, we're gonna have to have it in executive session, which would just be just us
And Emmer.
and Emmerich, yeah. So, anyone's interested, you can come right back in, I guess, we'll do it. So,
Is that a motion?
yeah, I'll make a motion to go to executive session.
Second.
Possibility for public comment beforehand?
Yeah, right.
Okay, 2 warrants, consecutive warrants, 5311 and 5312. Small amounts of money, but what are they?
I need to look at my list and I can't
Okay.
find it.
Yeah. Wex Bank and Bainbridge Township.
It's fireworks.
Yeah, that was for the 4th of July celebration.
Okay.
Wex Bank is for our fuel, for the
Fuel.
trucks.
Oh, okay. Gas or diesel?
Yeah.
Neither? Both?
Pardon me?
Is it gas or diesel or both?
Well, they use diesel in the trucks.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? That's a good idea, won't get the public comment. Anyone else? No? I would anticipate this to be a short executive session, so.